Bonjour, y'all. My name is Ollie, and welcome to Of Venus. We continue now our journey from the new moon at 26 degrees in Leo, and we are coming up to a bright, ephemeral full moon in Pisces. First off, this channel is about integrating the basic understanding of the intricacies hidden in the mundane lunar cycle, seeing it from an animistic point of view, and emphasizing all the gifts in a very digestible way. So, check out the link below if you want to schedule an animistic reading with me. We'll see how your lunar phase is an extremely potent and perpetual signal in your own personal understanding of life, and how you unconsciously are in tune with it in absolutely everything you do, and how to put the emphasis of the lunar cycle, the angles that the sun and moon make, in your own chart. So you get a more natural, ancient, but modernly agile approach to how you interpret astrology and how to be in tune with nature. Well, we have reached the full moon point, so happy full moon to everyone, and welcome to Virgo season. With the sun now at 10 degrees of Virgo going into the second decan, we are now in the northern hemisphere at the end of summer. Basically, that's what it is when the sun is in a mutable sign, what we call mutable sign, the end of a season. We have Virgo for summer, Sagittarius for autumn, Pisces for winter, and Gemini for spring. That means we're slowly marching towards the point in life where we have to really integrate the balance between light and dark. We're going towards Libra, but first, it's time to really taste the fruits of our labors when the sun is in Virgo. Let's think about what our ancestors used to do in primordial times during this month in the year. Like, the sun is going down faster and faster in the northern hemisphere. In the south hemisphere, shout out to Aussies, you guys are going into spring, but in tropical zodiac speak, we are going towards autumn. So the sunlight is going dimmer and dimmer, faster and faster, and in just 3 weeks time, the night will be equal to the day, and then will start becoming longer than daylight. So Virgo takes that potent creative energy from Leo and then offers it in service to natural order. That's what our ancestors used to do this time of the year. Taking the grain and all the harvest gathered from spring and summer, we're taking up the first harvest and we're seeing what worked, what didn't. We're naturally going to the cycle of analysis, discernment. This crop was well, this crop wasn't. What shall we do? What can we improve? We're getting less and less sunlight, so there's less and less time to do all these important things so we can survive winter time. And that's, why Virgos are so neurotic. Sometimes it's like, oh my god, I don't have enough time to get all these things sorted out. But thankfully, the full moon in Pisces that happens every time this this end of summer each year is a wonderful, healthy reminder to give Virgos and everyone the universal teaching of there is more than enough time. There is an absolute seamless flow in everything. No need to get control freaky about it, no need to panic about it, no need to exert extremely nitpicky will over how things should look. Maybe things look better than they are. Full moons are when, from the Earth's point of view, the moon is directly in 180 degrees to the sun. So the moon is radiating in full splendor back the rays of the sun to Earth. This happens every month, and the energy of the full moon happens from the point of where the moon hits the 180th degree from the sun, which will happen now at 10 degrees of Virgo, 10 degrees of Pisces, and then it will last for the next 4 days up until Sunday the 6th at around midnight time EST. The full moon will happen on September 2nd, midnight time EST. So we have four full days to really sit with this energy, the energy of oppositions, Saturn's aspect. So, contrary to popular culture, what I emphasize to clients, to everyone, to myself included, on a full moon is to take a step back. It's a time of reflection, of realignment, especially now with the full moon in the mutable watery sign of Pisces. And each full moon highlights the polarities that are inherent in nature, in ourselves, and in astrology. Each sun sign has its opposite. In Virgo's case, that is Pisces. End of summer, end of winter. They're very different points in the year with much of the same teachings in a ironic twists. Virgo can learn the spiritual commitment inherent in Pisces. Now is the time when we're all feeling heightened pressure, like the sun's ruler, Mercury in Virgo. Each sign has its own ruler. There's a lot of planets in their own rulerships right now. Mercury in Virgo, Neptune in Pisces, Saturn in Capricorn, Mars approaching to station retrograde in Aries. So there's a lot of conflicting energies that are really potent, but at odds with each other. In tension, in hostility, in standoffish, stagnation, and unresolved creative pressure. So what better time than to take a step back and let the full moon in Pisces really show all the hidden signs of nature without us doing anything. Like, if you take a step back from all the noise around you and give your whole will back to natural order, you will find that you already know the answers you are looking for. You already know everything you need to know. Deep down in a very abstract way. The contours, the shapes, the silhouettes of your sovereign vision are still there, really nascent in your numinous subconscious. So, in popular culture, full moons are when there's chaos in hospital, ambulances everywhere, people fighting, just intense reality happening, and it's too much. But actually, full moon is an opposition, and each aspect has a certain planetary ruler, and an opposition is Saturn. And Saturn, yes, can be intense, can be high pressured, but in a very um, minimalist way. You can still feel Saturnine pressure, like pressure to figure things out, pressure to commit, pressure to get things sorted. But the essence of an opposition is distance. It is in distance. It's about we're learning astrology. We're learning about ourselves in the 3D to integrate all our polarities. It's not about us controlling nature. Then you just you step into a really weird dance with your shadows and your unconscious. It is about trust. Taking a step, we're too caught in with things right in front of our faces right now. It's too actors, really intense, up in our, shall we say, grill. Everything's right here and personal. So every full moon, let's do the Saturn work of taking a step back and seeing it from the bigger perspective. So I challenge you these 4 days, especially when the moon is in Pisces, so that's like the first 40 hours of the full moon, to see how the intentions put forth in the Leo new moon at the 26th degree of Leo, how our commitment to our own personal creative energy, the originality, how can we readdress will to unite with our inner perennial light, casting off the detritus of belief systems that are completely self-absorbed, expired, and how we can put that in service to the whole. Not in senseless service, not to be a slave, to be in service to something you don't even know exists, right? It's all about the service of spirit. Because from an animistic point of view, this tree is me, that tree is me, that thing behind the phone is me, is also you, and you, and you, and you. Everything is happening all at once, like in the same electron, the same microcosm, macrocosm, distilled into individual microcosms. So full moons highlight that. Now, especially this one with full moon in Pisces, like taking that original flame, seeing what works, what doesn't, see what results you got from being more in tune with it, see what works, what doesn't, and letting it go. This is not about, full moons are a culmination point. It's the point where the flower blooms at its brightest. But it's Pisces is the mutable waters of the oceanic currents that are completely always changing. So perfection exists only if you see things from a distance. The more you go a bit too Virgo and you microscopically dissect everything into way intense multitudes, you're going to be swamped by a need to control, overextend your control over details that don't matter. Let's take a step back. We are invited this next 40 hours from when the full moon is exact at midnight EST to sit in silence and stillness. Hear that? There are a lot of other things going around, but going above and beyond that, noticing that everything is perfect at the same time, always. That's what Virgo learns from Pisces, is abandoning ego-based perfectionism into co-creative trust. It's not about getting your specific way. It's about the way itself, of that abstract notion, that poetic notion of untangibility, universal untangibility, and how that enchantment is present within us always, all the time. You don't need to be in a forest to feel that. It's easier to do it here, but there's always the forest inside here, inside here. There's always a knowing, a stillness, nature within as well as nature without. Well, let's take this full moon and zoom out. I know it's a lot of tension right now because of very intense things going around. Let's take a step back and see how actually it's all a game and a joke. It really, really is, isn't it? Mercury in Virgo is now opposite Neptune in Pisces, so take a slow down communication. Sometimes things are more ambiguous, some things are much too matter of fact. Let's find the beauty in both modes of expression. Let's find the beauty in all opposition. Venus is opposite the Capricorn stellium, so the whole tension, where nobody on the planet right now feels completely comfortable. And the easier and faster we can accept that, the faster and easier we can move on. So there's nothing more to say about this full moon and its esoteric as well as practical gifts, but to relinquish poise. Be like a cat. Be always free flowing, less tense, feeling more at ease with the environment. If you step back now and let your mind rest, I guarantee you, especially these 4 days, that things will get very clear, very fast, very thorough, and very beautiful. And symmetry. We'll find practical solutions through understanding. Listening. Oppositions, you have to listen. Hear this point of view, hear this point of view, and see that they're both the same thing. It's about bridging the gaps with the tension, being in the tension. Like this opposition is part of our mundane 3D plane. It is nothing to fight against, it's something to accept and integrate. Male, feminine, positive, negative, science, spirit. It's all here, and it's all in its multi-layer, multi-dimensionality, and it's all inside us always. What better time than to so what? Some things just didn't work out the way you wanted to this year. Deal with it. deal with it by just letting go and accepting that maybe this way is the best way, finding that everything actually is better this way than it was the way we wanted it to be. Not in an overly passive way, but in a way that not saying to relinquish complete control, but to understand the sharing of control, knowing how nature, maybe you can hear the doggos being very upset for some reason. Yeah, look, it's not a perfect recording, there's doggos there. But that's how it is, reality right now. Nothing is perfect. We are living in an imperfect universe that is ironically perfect, because if you put distance from where you are to what you see, you will notice that, my God, everything is a well-oiled, not even machine, but an organism. We all live together in perfect harmony if you take a step back and notice how everything is a work of art. So I invite you all to not take it easy, but to delegate pressure, to own up to control issues, and actually let it all free flow like water. That's the full moon. Sit in silence, and the answers will all be revealed to you like that. Through a phone call, something you see on the street, something you come across online. Let reality happen to you. Be a part of reality. Participate in life. There is no end to life. There's no beginning, there is no end to existence. Everything is always, and it will forever be thus. Thank you everyone for sharing this full moon video with me. Again, go to the link below to schedule your animistic reading, how to integrate the lunar phases into your life, and how to use that as a pivot towards personal fulfillment and success on every plane imaginable. And with that, I say my purple best to y'all. Celebrate both life, death, and love. Own your freedom and have a wonderful, ephemeral, elegant full moon in Pisces. Cheers.